This is part 2 on how to knit a snowman using your circular knitting machine. If you haven't seen part 1, go to part 1, and that's how I'll show you how you're going to actually knit the body and attach the eyes and crochet the nose. And the first thing we're going to get started with is finishing up stuffing the body and then doing the scarf and beanie. Grab your polyfill and stuff your snowman. Go ahead and start tying that off. Once you have it to how you like it, make sure you secure your head as tight as you can get it without breaking your yarn. Thread the needle and draw those 2 pieces inside the head now, and I'll secure it again once more on the inside. Next thing is grab your other yarn end that you cut from the middle. Should be a lot longer. Stretch it out so that you know where the bottom of your snowman is or snow person is, and go ahead and start threading in and out every other stitch at the bottom, because that's what we're going to use to cinch the base together. If you want to sew your buttons on, you'll want to sew it before you start cinching the bottom closed. You can use fabric glue or hot glue to put your buttons on, but I used hot glue for mine. And I have this awesome Ryobi hot glue gun that I use for a couple of things, actually. I use it to secure some different accessories onto my Amigurumi, but I also use it to back my eyes when I think the eyes are going to not be as secure as they could be. Then I will actually add hot glue onto the back side of the eyes to ensure it's secured. So before I start closing it up, add a couple dots of hot glue, and that ensures those eyes are not going anywhere. Go ahead and close up the bottom. You're going to have to weave the yarn back and forth a little bit to make sure that there's no hole showing. Once you finish stuffing, if you haven't added your buttons already, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue gun 2 buttons to the front. I'm using up some of my vintage stash, and I don't think you're going to find this again. Maybe you will, I don't know, but it's a TG&Y. I've never heard of that brand before, from Oklahoma. So this is the yarn I'm using to make my scarves. Cast on your 22 pin machine with the variegated red, white, and green yarn, Super Saver red heart yarn, or any color of your choice for the scarf. Using your 22 machine, don't forget to restart to 0 for your counter, and knock out a total of 100 rows for the scarf. I'm using the adapter from the Addi as well as the Skills electrical screwdriver. Awesome products. I will link them in the description box below, but if you have an Addi, I totally recommend this machine. Once you get to 100, cut about a foot off, get your darning needle, and thread the needle so you can start casting off of your machine. So notice we are not using waste yarn. We are just going to cinch the ends of the scarf. Cast off, you will simply grab each loop all the way around the machine. Use your other finger to hold down the next loop so it doesn't fall off of the machine. Once you did that, take the machine away. You should have something that looks like this, fairly short. And all you're going to do is cinch the ends and tie them a knot so they don't come undone, and that is going to be the scarf. So just go ahead and do that. And the next thing we can work on is the beanie. Cast on using the variegated red, green, and white yarn. Reset your counter to 0. Crank out a total of 75 rows. Once you've gotten to your 75 rows, cut about 8 inches off. Thread your darning needle and cast off. Once you have the hat knitted and taken off the machine, cinch both ends, tie it to secure it, and place it on top of your snowman's head. I purposely did not add a ton of stuffing to the top of the head to make sure that I can fit the beanie on there, because it will be a bit of a tight fit, so you want to make sure you don't overstuff your snowman's head. And then you're going to use a piece of yarn and your needle, and you're going to just secure it at different points throughout so that the hat does not fall off. Once you've attached your beanie, grab your scarf, wrap it around your snowman's neck,
put it into where you like it, and you could either sew it into place or, like I'm doing here, tie it into place. That way you don't have to sew it. Don't forget to glue the buttons onto the snowman's body if you did not already sew them on there. I'll show you how to do that in part 1 and the machine that I'm using. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you can make lots of snowman to make family members, or maybe you could sell it to folks at a craft market. Look up my channel and you can see lots of other tutorials that I've created, such as candy corn or even a leggy froggy.